What it do, y'all? Your girl T9A is back with another one. Queens Remember in Time, the new series that we're doing for female hip hop now to highlight the ladies from the Deep South whose history has not been told. Last week we went over our girl LaChat. This week we're going to Florida, South Florida to be exact, to go ahead and tap in with our girl Jackie O. All right. Now, a lot of y'all probably haven't heard of Jackie O if you're like a regional hip hop listener. If you're from the South, you know who Jackie O is. She had this beef between Kaya and Trina back around the early 2000s, and she really stood her ground. But our girl Jackie O left hip hop about 10 years ago, 2014, and she kind of let us know that that wasn't something she wanted to do. But we still can't forget about her legacy because what she did for Southern female hip hop was amazing. On top of that, she made another way bigger in Florida. A lot of people don't realize that Florida is part of the South, Miami base, Two Live Crew, Uncle Luke. Then you have Slip and Slide, Trina, Trick Daddy, Plies, all that great stuff. And so Florida to me is like the third home of Southern hip hop. So not to mention the female artists from the South that made a way, it's kind of like blasphemy. So let's talk about Jackie O. As we said, or as we already previously said, let me readjust myself. Our girl Jackie O is from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale to be exact. Jackie O grew up in Fort Lauderdale. At a young age, she knew she was going to be a rapper. Born in November 24th, 1975, Jackie O really started to get interested in hip hop during her elementary days, doing shows and performances for her elementary school back in the day. Even though her mother didn't approve that she was going to be a rapper or a poet, she just kept going at it. And she got bigger around high school, and that's when she dropped out. When she dropped out of high school, she did odd and end jobs, but she still kept pushing with the music. While getting her GED, she began to get some buzz in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area with her mixtapes. But in 2003, not 2023, I'm sorry, 2003, her music went mainstream. A lot of people hear her from her debut album, Po Little Rich Girl, but she had some mixtapes in 1999 that allowed her to obtain her first record label and allowed her to get her first mixtape, which was the official bootleg. She had a local, and I would even dare to say regional single called Nookie. All right. What I love most about Jackie O is her flow. Even though she's from the South, it doesn't have like a hard Southern twang, but it punches hard and it's smooth like butter. If Eve was from Miami, I would say that would be Jackie O. Versatility, flow, sound, the look was off the chart. Jackie O's fashion was ahead of her time, but from her mixtape that dropped in 1999, really just stamped her into Southern female hip hop history. Nookie is a hit. If you asked any of your aunties, and I say your aunties, I'm talking about mid-30s into their 50s, they would for sure know that song, especially if they was deep in the club in Miami or in that Georgia Southeast region. They would definitely know that song because she did hit her regional hit with that song in that mixtape. Then in 2003, she came out the door swinging with Po Little Rich Girl. Now, a lot of us know that one from her getting like nominated for Source, right? Back in the day, they had the Source Awards. 2003, she dropped Po Little Rich Girl. And that caught the attention of so many people. The singles on that one that I love is Fine featuring Yin Yang Twins. And mind you, Crunk was just starting to like blow up in Atlanta. And you get a feature with the Yin Yang Twins as an upcoming artist, huge, right? Then you get nominated for the Source Awards just off of that album and really off of that single. And you start catching the attention of other female rappers that are representing for Florida or just other Southern female rappers or just other female rappers in general. So she really put her heel in the game and really started to make waves. Some other songs on there is like Sugar Walls, Break You Off featuring Jazzy Faye, who is, I mean, I'm telling you, she just made a phenomenal, legendary debut album. Then some other songs that I like on there is Real Good. That's a jam. That's a jam. Real Good to me might be the best song on there. I just feel like sometimes the derogatoriness of it kind of makes people not want to listen to it. But to stay on derogatory, Jackie O wasn't scared to take it there. Like I said, female hip hop is really just an answer back to what the men were saying. So if the men were over sexualizing the women, females was like, well, we're gonna over sexualize the men. And so that's why I like Real Good, because it's like I'm bragging about what I have. You're gonna have to break me off some money to get it. And yeah, that's what's gonna have to happen. If you want me to do this, I need some bread. Like, pay me. Like, and I like that whole narration and that whole flip on things, because it's like, if you want to be the flyest nigga in the room with the baddest bitch, you need to make sure you have some bread, because if you don't, you're not going to obtain me. You're not going to get access to me. And so I love that she wasn't afraid to take that lane and go there with her music. Her debut album, Polish Rich Girl, is probably one of my top 10 favorite Southern female rap albums. She just definitely did that. Like, she definitely did that. All right. Now, she took a little time off. She dropped another mixtape around 2008 era, which was called Jack the Ripper. I Got Your Man, which was a YouTube classic, because if you think about the way music was moving, it was moving towards a blog era. And Jackie O also had a moment in the blog era outside the whole magazine and hit the streets. I call it pop trunk era, where you really had to physically sell stuff and have your own tour buses. She also did some moving in blog era. I remember as a kid on YouTube around 2008 to 2010, I was sitting on YouTube discovering new music, because that's how we started to do that. And I ran across Jackie O again. And I was like, oh, I remember her from Fine in '03, and that's the time I was really young. And so I remembered it. I was like, oh, let me see what she on, like what music she on, 14 years old. And she dropped some other singles called I Got Your Man from Jack the Ripper mixtape, Third Eye, which was more of a deeper conscious song, Cool It Now, and then Queen of the South, which was an answer back to a beef that she got into with Trina back in 2003 to 2005, where they were saying, I'm the Queen of the South. And that was such an interesting beef, because that's the first time historically I've seen female rappers get into it. And there's a three-way beef between Trina, Jackie O, and Kaya. And I'm not going to say who won, because I'm biased. But there were some 5 diss tracks going around. And I mistakenly said the first time females beef. No, it was a long time ago when hip-hop first started. Shout out to Roxanne. But for me, as a 30-year-old woman watching hip-hop and being a fan of hip-hop, that was the first time I really saw it. And it even made it to the What's Beef mixtape. It was a segment of those 3 get into it, Trina, Kaya, and Jackie O. And that was, once again, that's historic. That's historic, being bold enough to just be like, I'm the queen of the South, after somebody already said, I'm the queen of the South. And just choosing to take that route because you felt that your music was as good is historic, iconic, legendary. All right. Then Jackie O wanted to start forming a group with Remy Ma and Shauna. So Remy Ma's from New York, and then Shauna's from Chicago. So I'm pretty sure that was a Midwest, New East Coast, down South thing going on. And I like the idea of it. They had some great songs. Once again, I was tapped in on YouTube. It was being promoted on MTV, BET, all those music channels. But YouTube and the blog sites was where you tapped in and found that out. I was tapped in on YouTube, listening to it, and it never happened. And historically, that's how it goes. But that was still another historic moment, actually bringing 3 female rappers, different ages, from different regions of the country, together to make some fire music. And I love the idea. And hopefully somebody can do it again. Then, after a couple of years, Jackie O realized music wasn't for her. After the group with Shauna, after success with Po Little Rich Girl, after the success with Jack the Ripper mixtape, even years after coming out, even after her first success with her first mixtape, the bootleg, the original bootleg. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. But after all that success in the industry in a 10-year span, that's pretty good, from 1999 to almost 2009, almost a 10-year span, 10-year run of chasing national success and even getting that national success. She took a break from music. I was watching an interview where it's saying that she was looking out in the crowd. She was doing a concert, and she saw the girls, the young girls, singing lyrics to her music, word for word. She was like, yo, this is not who I make music for. I make music for the women. But she realized that she could not control who was inspired by her sound. She realized, I can't continue to make music like this. So word on the street is that she is no longer in music. She took a break from music. And she's also anointed in Christ. All right. I've ran across her Facebook and seen that if she once again gave her life back to Christ, I 100% support it, because this music industry historically is not for everyone. All right. After her break in music, Jackie O wrote a book called Grown and Gangsta. It was an urban fiction. I have not read that yet, but I do need to check that out. I love a good urban fiction. Then she also had a autobiography titled Relentless. All right. When she all did that around the time she denounced from the rap industry. So once again, if she has left the industry, thank you for giving us such an iconic, iconic 10-year run. You really stood up for the South. You really changed the game, challenged the people, gave us a hard flow. And it was something that I love seeing, and I hope, and I could tell, actually, not no hope, I can tell that you inspired other female rappers coming up today, hearing your voice, if that was your voice. But I think it was, Miss Jackie O. But hearing your voice on JT's album and hearing that you are being honored by the amount of inspiration you put out to this rap game in that 10-year span from 1990 to early 2000s all the way to about 2009 was beautiful. And I love that you did that for the South, because Southern female rappers, once again, it's hard for us or them to break out in an industry that does not like Southern female rap the first place. But the fact that y'all kept going, you, LaChat, and the other female rappers I'm going to mention over this series kept going is a blessing to us. A blessing to me, T. Donna, aka the prettiest blogger live, tapping out. Thank you, Jackie O. We give homage to you. We honor you. Thank you.